everybody. This is it's not I'm hoping it's not going to be a long video. What it is for Christmas, from my daughter and a partner, had a new vlogging cam purchased, and it's also for my motorcycle. I've never had one on the motorcycle, but I am going to put one on this year when I go out. When I've got back up to full strength, I can go out on the bike in the good weather. It's going to be on. And I had it well, they purchased it for me, and I've got some other things with it that I thought I needed to do what I do. When I go out, when we go out walking a lot, there's me and my good lady, and sometimes I'll take the GoPro. I don't take my DJI Pocket 2. I take the GoPro and have a little bit of a selfie stick, and I always video it, but I don't put that on YouTube. That's for my personal family and memories and that. So I thought this is going to be a good thing. It's more up to date than my GoPro because it's a Hero 5, although it's good. And I've got all the adapters and the gimbals for it. And I thought, no, I'll use this because it comes with a package which I'll show you in a moment, and that's it. It's the 360 insta360 X3. Okay. It comes with a package. It comes with what I'll show you in a moment. It comes with a spare battery, and it comes with a selfie stick. It's quite a well made one actually, and I've never had a 360 camera before, and there's lots of videos on YouTube about it, so I'm not going to teach anybody to suck eggs. I'm just showing you what I've got, and that I'm going to check out with me to do some vlogging with personal family use. I can actually use it and double it up as a camera taking from what I do as another shot, so I might intend on doing that. I'm still getting my head around it a little bit, but it's mainly just to show you what I think you need with this camera for if you're going out vlogging. I just think it makes it better, and like all my cameras, there's certain safety things that I do to the cameras before I even use them to protect them. But anyway, what I'm going to do is I'll take you down, show you what I've got, and then I'll just show you what I think you need if you've got this camera. Okay, right, I hope you can all see that. Right, this is it. It comes in a lovely case, really does. You can't fault that. It's well presented, and this is what you get as standard. Okay, this is the selfie stick, which is quite a well made one. It's threaded at the bottom and it's got a thread on the top, standard threads, and as you can see, it's quite a lengthy selfie stick. It's not, it appears to be aluminium, and it's well put together. Is that it really is. In fact, it's as good as if you watch one of my other videos, I get a selfie stick with I got with a gimbal on, and a little remote, and you can operate the gimbal and switch it around, and it's as good as that, if not a little bit better. So you get that, you get in a little case, you get a little spare battery. Okay, that's the battery. A little bit different batteries on these. I didn't know until I got the camera, and I was having a look at it, and I had to charge them up when I got it. One had a right little bit of charging, but I charged them both anyway. Okay, I've since purchased a camera, a battery charger for this. Let me put that back in. So that's that. Okay, that's about it. Now here is the camera. It's a pretty well made camera. There's no what can I say, no cheapness about it. It's you can tell it's a sturdy camera, and the weight of it you can. My GoPro's quite steady. What I'm using now, the DJI Pocket 2, is, I wouldn't say it's a particularly well made camera. Yes, it does what it is and what you ask it to do, and it's sort of the gimbal and that, but it's very plasticky feel. This is definitely not plasticky feel. I don't know what the new X4s, X5s and that, I don't know whether it goes up to X6, I don't know. But it is very, very good. To get the battery out, you take 2 clips out. That's the battery. It's as simple as that. Now you can charge the batteries on the camera. You don't have to have a separate charger. But I purchased that off Amazon. It's a little USB charger, and believe it or not, it takes, you get a battery with it, and it was what I consider ridiculously cheap. Same size, same type, same power battery as the one in the camera. It fits and it works, and it'll charge 2 batteries up with this, and this works off a power bank, so you can take this with you and actually charge, keep yourself on the go and charge the batteries from a power bank, which I tested that out. I charge it from a power bank that I have. Okay, I will put a link into the description about this, but yeah, that was from Amazon and I thought it were really good. So the camera, right, back to the camera. Now, before I use any of my cameras, the GoPro or the DJI Pocket 2, I always put lens protectors on. It's, to me, it's a must. Screen protectors, lens protectors. I've got a lens protector on the Pocket 2 and the well, I say lens protectors on this one. I'll show you in a moment when I get this off. They're a little bit tight because of the nature of the lens protectors. The screen protectors, like self-adhesive on most of the cameras with a flat screen. I've got both cameras that I've had for a while, which is the GoPro Hero 5. That's got a screen protector on, and it's got, and they're glass, by the way, on the Hero 5 that I purchased, and it's got a screen protector. I think it's a must, and I've got, had 1 or 2 little marks on it accidentally. Fortunately it doesn't show, but that would have been on the lens. But yeah, they're protected. My DJI Pocket 2, that's got a screen protector on, and it's got a lens protector. Both very fine, so these aren't glass on the DJI Pocket 2. They're like a self-adhesive, like a, I suppose it's like a plastic of some sort, but it does stop you scratching. I don't think it'd stop you breaking the screen like the glass ones do, but it's still protecting it more than just leaving it standing, and I prefer to do that. All my digital cameras, my SLR and that, they've all got lens protectors on and screen protectors, so yeah, I think it's a must. Right, back to the 360. This is the cover you get with it as standard. Right, now the difference with this is like a curved screen over the edge. Now I've got a screen protector on this one, and it's quite good, but when you remember to put this on correctly, I nearly missed out and stuck it on slightly too far one side, so just be careful on that, because it's not adhesive, so to speak, in the screen part. It's like a right fine foam fitting round the edge. It's really good, and once you've mastered putting it on, it's very good. But the lens protectors are completely and utterly different, because the 360 camera has a domed lens both front and back. Then obviously the reason why it's called a 360, I presume, The lens protectors are hard plastic, clear plastic, not what they're made of, but exact plastic, and they're stuck on round the rim. They come with an adhesive round the rim. You actually, with the kit, you get some spare adhesive, so if you have to take it off at any time, you can just do that, and then apply some, cut the other adhesive and put a new ring of adhesive on, and that's it there, and that's it's over. Now I don't think you can see in, no, I don't think you can see in that angle, but it takes, the lens is I would say on both sides round about, I think about 3 to 4 mil away from the protector, the lens protector, so there is quite a space there. So if I drop that on the floor, you might break that, but you certainly wouldn't break the screen inside, or the lens inside. So I think that's the good. I haven't noticed any distortion because it's another curved surface. I've used it, just sampled some of the videos from it, and it's very good. And to be fair, I'm still getting my head around the fact that you can hold that up like that and scroll on the screen right the way around 360. You can't even see where, you know, there isn't a spot where it's not overlapping. It's, yeah. I don't intend, it works, it does what it's supposed to do, and I like it, it's well made. But this is mainly going to be me vlogging camera for my own personal videos. Right, back to the camera now. I think that the certain things, if you're going to use this on the selfie stick, you need other additional items. Now I'll show you what I got. One of them, I don't think it's particularly cheap, but it's good at what it does. So if I'll show you what I mean. His first thing is, I already had this, is I use a swivel joint. Always do, always have. I use this on my other selfie stick, but I use it for my, excuse me, my GoPro. Let's put that on, and you can move that into any angle I want. Okay, I tend to keep it more or less upright. You can do it as you want. Okay, the next thing is, when you're attaching your camera, is, because I use a set of radio mics. I have one for me and one for the wife, and if you watch at the end, I'll put a link on it, videos to the one that I did on the gimbal with the radio mics that I purchased. They're very good, and I use it on the 360, and but you need a little bracket. Now that's the bracket there. Okay, that's all it is. Simple little bracket, nothing more, nothing less than a little bracket. And then what you do with that is you put your bracket on, put your camera around to it, which angle you want it to be, which I find to be that one. There we go. Okay, I prefer to have it on the left hand side, because this is where the next adapter that you need. Okay, now none of these were really expensive. I think this were about £9, something like that, which is not too bad. It's metal, it's a good adapter, and as you can see, it's not gonna fly off. Okay, so that's what I use for that. Just let that off. Then for the actual selfie stick, this is what I purchased next, and it's the GPS action remote for Insta360. Can you see that? It comes in a nice little kit. It comes with the unit itself, which is that, nice little unit. It's still got the screen protector on actually, which is a peel off one, and I'll keep that on. I'm not going to have a look for one for that, I couldn't find one, but I'll just leave that on, stop any scratches. And it comes with quite a well made silicone gimbal strap. Okay, that loops through the back, as you can see there. That enables you to put it on your gimbal. That turns, that's the 360 as well, so you can put it in any angle you want. And what I do is I pop it on my selfie stick, put it round, and I attach it like that. Okay, just pop that through the safety loop. That's that done. Okay, that sits there, and that is absolutely brilliant piece of kit for this selfie stick, and combined with the 360. All right, I can operate record or single lens mode, whatever I want to do. I can. You can't do everything from this remote, but you can do a lot of things from it. Okay, and the main thing is stopping and starting remote. So that combined with the 360 and the brackets, absolutely brilliant. Now I'll show you what I mean by the adapter for the mic. Okay, I'll leave that there if I can get it out. Right, that is the adapter that you need for the, I don't know if you can see that. It's just a simple with a USB-C type, and it's got two little clips there. We can see that there, 1, 2 clips, and I'll show you where that fits in a moment. Now the first one I ordered, I didn't realise I got it wrong, and it was for the X4, not the X3, and the unit is slightly wider. It doesn't fit in the door opening, which I'll show you in a moment. And this enables you to use remote mics. It's really good. I'll show you where that goes. Now if you click that open, that door, you see USB-C in there. Can you all see that? Just pull the door off, pop that somewhere safe. This then, you'll see those clips fit on that bar. As you put that into the USB-C, you let it click. That will then engage those two little lugs on the same lugs that the door sits on. Okay, so that's like that. Then I've got a special lead from the remote mic set that I have, the wireless mic sets, and that's the unit. Okay, it's a bit like my DJI, which I'm wearing now, and these are really good. I've tried these, and wife can be 20-30 feet away from it, it still picks it up, as I've found out when she's still talking. But anyway, that clips into there. Then all I simply do, right, is get your unit here, clip that on to metal bracket, and then that goes around there and into there, and all I do is just loop that round. Okay, it's as simple as that. So seems a lot, but there you are. Can you see that now? Very difficult. I'm working in a small room, not enough space, but I can't have a bigger room. Okay, so that's the remote mic. This is the cable, the lead, and a lot of time is I'll just tuck it behind, as long as it's not too much intrusive on the dimensions or this profile of the camera, because you might just get a bit of a lead show up on the 360, but it's neither in nor there. But when I switch that on now, that activates that it's got remote mic in. So once I put a remote mic on, turn this on, it's all up and running. I don't necessarily have to use the wireless mic. If you're working within a set distance, you could use a leaded mic. Just tape it and clip it down the actual selfie stick, and then just clip it into your mic, which will be stuck on yourself if you've got a lead, and that would just go straight in there. So in other words, it would be, if that were a longer lead like that, because it's plugged into there, if I put a mic on that now, it would work just the same as the wireless mic, except you'd be corded or tethered, whichever you want to call it. But I just find it an absolute brilliant piece of kit for vlogging. It really is. Let's move that over there. I mean, the selfie stick's quite long, even with that on. There's quite not a lot of weight, but there is a little bit of weight there. I'll plug that back in, put the camera on, record, and you're away. Remote mic, and that's it. So you don't have to have any of this. You can just have the camera, the kit that it comes with, the selfie stick, and it'll work fine. You can use it from the app on your phone if you want. So it's entirely to yourself. It does come with the remote does come with a wrist strap, so you can actually put it around your wrist like a watch, which if some people might want to do that. Like if you're using the selfie stick, I find it quite easy. Just I know where the button is for record. You know, if you're going to have to use it on your other wrist, you have to put it across your wrist and put your arm across, so it's a bit difficult, but it does work. You get that with it. So yeah, if any, you know, the video is not to teach anybody to suck eggs or how to use this camera, because I'm still learning with this one. Not too bad without DJI and GoPro, but this is new to me. And I was chatting to a friend of mine on one of my channels, and he said, oh, you've got a new camera? I said, yeah, I've had it bought for Christmas. Oh, which have you got? I said, the X3. Oh, I said, I've been looking at the X5, I think he said. Whether there's much difference, he hadn't looked into it really between X3. There's a big difference in price. But he said, I didn't know you could get this to do remote mics. And I said, yeah, of course you can. He said, would you do a video on it? I said, yeah, I'll put a video on. I'm not going to show you how to set it up or working with it, because it works a treat. I've tested, it's fully working, and it's a breeze. The remote mics that I've already done a video on, for the money, they're spot on. You can't fault that. And the gimbal selfie stick that I use with my GoPro, spot on. I've had no issues with them whatsoever. And up to press, I've done a couple of 3 videos with this, and I like it. It don't look too out of place when you're doing videos outside. People don't look at you stupid, you know. But it's, you know, you can spend what you want to spend on camera and camera gear. You know, I could have got more expensive, double the price wireless mics and various other things, but I work to a budget, and if you can work to a budget, I think it's a little bit better on your wallet, being a Yorkshireman, or I think anyway. But there it is. That's the setup that I use. If anybody's interested, I will put what I've used in the link in the description section, and then you can see where I purchased them from. The wireless mics, you'll have to look at the previous video. Oh, not the one before this one. but the video on the gimbal and the wireless microphones. I might put a link onto that. In fact, I will at the end. I'll put a link, and then you know which it is, and it shows you the gimbal selfie stick. But there's nothing wrong with this one. It's a very good one. It's a very sturdy one. It's not a loose one. It don't, because I once got one, and when you lifted the camera up in there, the weight of the camera shook the gimbal, and the selfie stick. Gimbal couldn't take it, and selfie stick just closed. So that quickly I got rid of that one, but it wasn't an expensive one. Right, so that's it for this video. It's just a video to show you what I think I like to use when I'm doing my own personal video logs or vlogs, whatever you want to call them. When we go out, I always take it with me, and even if me and the wife don't watch much of what I produce, sometimes it's always there for your family if they do, when you're not here. But as I say, the camera I had purchased, so I didn't purchase that. That was bought for me for a present from Santa Claus. A very good Santa Claus. Must have been good last year, but and I thank him very much. It was a very nice gesture, but I just added to it, and the things I've added to it aren't that expensive. The remote, I think, for a remote is a little bit overpriced, but it's good at what it does, and it has a good battery life on it. It's rechargeable, as always. So that was the only item that was hard to swallow to pay for, and I got it off Amazon again. But I will put a link into the adapter that I use for the 360. If you're going to get an adapter for your 360 X3, this is the one you want. I'll put the link in for. But if you want one for the X4, X5, it's wider, so it won't fit the X3. So make sure you get the right one for your camera. Okay, and the video will be attached to the end for the wireless microphones, and I'll put a link on for the bracket, and I'll show you from there. So, right, don't forget, like and subscribe, and if you want any comment on any of my videos, just give me, just give me a message, comment section. And if you're not sure which video it was but you'd seen it, just message me, and if I can help you, I will do. I've had lots, and I thank everybody for the kind words of my recovery from my prostate cancer. So I've been out today, I've driven the car today, and I feel absolutely over the moon because I've been able to do that. I haven't felt restricted to the house, but yeah, touch wood, it's coming along nicely. So give me a thumbs up, ring that notification, watch out for my next video. I've got some couple of good videos coming up, might be interesting to people on the CNC 4040. I'm going to be fitting the VFD 800 watt spindle that I showed you. I've done a video on it, what it is, and connecting the cables to get it running. But I'm going to install that on the machine. It's simple to install on the machine. However, I don't like to see an inverter hung on the wall. I'm building a purpose-made case for it. I've ordered it, but it hasn't come yet. So that is a video that I'll show you the construction of that, and it will show you how I've done it, and I prefer to use it in its own case. It's a bit like the 500 watt motor did with its own operational case, so it's going to be something like that. A similar type case but bigger. So there's that up and coming, and the next video, which I think a lot will be interested in, will be the I use a lot of my tools, and a lot of my brother's tools that he uses where he works now. Obviously lithium ion batteries, but he's got a couple of drills, and I have one downstairs, and you can no longer get the batteries for them. I've tried all over, I can't get them, and I can get one, but it's like buying, I might as well buy a new drill, but I don't want to.
the body itself, because it's a package deal and it's absolutely superb. It's Metabo, and my brother's got a couple of drills he can only get batteries for. Now, before, on one of my batteries, I dropped the battery and it smashed, and it damaged one of the cells inside, and I thought it was getting a bit past its sell by date, was the battery pack. So I thought I'll purchase some new cells inside, which I got them reasonably cheap, just good quality ones. In fact, they were slightly higher rated, so I thought I might as well get them. And they were to purchase those, it was a fraction of the price of a new battery, and I thought, I'm going to get them. Took the battery apart. However, when you pull a battery pack apart, you find out that they're all attached by little metal tags, and to say the least, I managed to do it. I had to actually pull all the tags off and then solder them. I've quite a big soldering iron, which is used for lead work, and it's really good. It works off the mains, and I could manage to solder the back on, but unfortunately you're putting heat into the battery, which I'm not sure does any good for them really. Although it's only for a split few seconds while it adheres the solder, yeah, it was a bit more difficult. So I thought, I know what I'll do. I'll purchase the spot welding gear. You can get them now. I looked, and the cheapest place really was Temu, and I'll show you the actual, that's it. You see that? I didn't realise until it came. I've tested it and it's absolutely brilliant, but it's rechargeable unit itself. That unit is really well made, don't look cheap and nasty. But about £20 odd this. Well, just doing one battery pack pays for itself, and you get a foot pedal with it to actuate. You can do it automatically. It has 2 probes. This is rechargeable, so you don't need it plugged into mains. Now I thought you did, but you don't. So you connect your foot pedal up, and you've 2 probes which stick in the top, and you put the thin strap in, what you see on the battery packs when you open them up. You cut a piece that length you want, and I have a device, and it packs all your batteries together and just holds them. It's only foam, but it holds them together, so that it enables you to strap them one side and flick them over and strap them the other, and some self-adhesive tags inside that holds the batteries to one another as well. They're like a little foam pad, and all I did was I got a couple of old batteries, AA batteries, put a bit of a strap across, put the 2 probes on, press the pedal, and all I heard was a kick. That was it, and I couldn't pull it off. It was really good. But I'm going to do a video on that, because there's people out there that's got battery packs that's useless. However, to buy cells for the batteries inside, the battery packs, it's cost effective, because you can pick a good cell, so you know what's inside is good. You can buy some cheap aftermarket batteries, and they're okay, but they don't last as long as the original, because they're probably different cells inside. But that, yeah, but I'm going to do a video on that, so watch out for that video. Yeah, so that's my video finished. I've explained the 2 videos up and coming. They'll be interesting to watch. Look out for them when I put them on. And as I say, once again, thank you to all those that give me good wishes, and that for the future with me recovery. It's much appreciated, and don't forget, thumbs up. I like a thumbs up. I'm trying to get my subscribers up. They are going up slowly, but as I always say at the end of every video, until next time, You be safe, you be careful, and bye for now. Bye.